Okay, so here we are. This is the painting that I started in part one of painting with Breyers. Since then, I've done a little work on it, but not a lot. Right now, I'm going to get a tree line, which will be the horizon line, and I'm going to bring some warmer colors into this blue area down here. After I stopped the last video, I used up the paint I had on my palette, and it was mostly blue. So I put some blue down here, but I knew I didn't want this whole painting to be blue. So it was mostly just for another layer of paint. And even if some peeks through at some time, that's okay. It just gives the painting more depth. So right now I'm going to load my 1.5-inch brayer with just some white. And like I showed you before, I'll show you again. Here is my my watercolor paper. I'll just make sure that I have the white going all the way around on the brayer, and I don't want very much white to go down. So I'm gonna go off to the side and roll it a couple times to get a lot of the white off, because I want I want the light to be coming through here. So I'm going to go down like this and go over it quite a few times to spread that out. This is going to be clouds, and this is going to be the light coming down from the sky. Now, as the light comes down, it will take on some of the landscape colors, so that's okay. I want it to be a little whiter coming down. So I won't go over a whole lot since that green is a little wet underneath. Okay, so this is going to end up coming down, and I think I want the light coming this way. So we can go a little bit more this way because the light will shine through some of those trees. And I'm going to load the brayer again and load it on my piece of watercolor paper over here, and give it kind of a light touch and come down this way. I want the light coming this way. This will be my focal point, and sometimes I have to use my fingers too, which anything goes, and I still want to make this a little lighter. This will still be covered up with many colors. So now I'm going to wipe my brayer off, and if I were painting in my regular studio, I would wash this off in a pail of water. But for now, this is going to be good enough. Don't let paint dry on your brayers. That's kind of hard on them. So now I'm going to, I want the top of the tree line right here to be a little greener. So I'm going to load some of my green. Oh, gotta wipe this off. I got some black on there. Okay. I'm going to load some of my green just on the edge of my brayer, like this. And roll it on my piece of paper, keeping it pretty straight, so I'm not covering up the whole brayer. I've just got about a half of it. So we're going to lay this down here, like this. Load it again. And I don't want that totally. The tree line is never absolutely straight, so I want a little variation in that. And we'll just do a little bit over here too. Okay. Okay. Now, I'll wipe this off again. And while that green paint is still wet, I'm going to load white on my brayer, like this, and then roll it around to cover the whole brayer. And I want to make this a little fainter. You know how the tree line kind of fades out in the distance? So that's what I'm going for here. Okay, a little more white. And as I will go back and work on the sky a little bit also. But right now, I just want to fade that out a little bit and get some green up into that sky. You know how on a nice summer day, you get some reflection of the ground colors into the sky and the sky colors into the ground. It kind of all melts together. If you look real close, you can see that. So now, that's good enough for that. I'm going to take some of my brown. I don't have to clean the brayer off this time because it is darker colors that I'm working with. And some of my orange. Load my brayer so the color is going all the way around. And do some dark down here. Now, the dark will become lighter as I put layers on. I just want to establish a pattern for this so I can kind of start following the light. See how the blue, as I put more layers on, that blue will most likely all be covered up. But for now, it's okay. And it's okay if some of it shows through, too. The variation in colors is nice. Okay, so we're just going to do some orange now. Load it again. Make sure the paint is all the way around. And maybe not even everywhere, just in places. I just continue the layers. I will have to let this dry, otherwise all the layers will melt together after a while. So I'll let this dry for a while and I will show you the finished product. Thanks for watching.